Good morning, welcome back to In the Garden. And Paul, when we talk about things that flower, usually that's good news.
Right.
But when we talk sometime about some of the vegetables when they start to flower, that's a sign that it's starting to wind down a bit.
Yeah, I mean, there are a number of vegetables like squash and cucumbers and okra and tomatoes. You want them to flower because then they're going to produce fruit. But particularly among the greens like lettuces and spinach, those sorts of things, when they start to flower, it's a process known as bolting.
Okay.
It's perfectly natural. I mean, these are annuals, so their first year they're going to flower. However, when they start to do that, it usually spells the end of the crop.
Okay.
So when you see this lettuce here is the stems are starting to elongate a little bit. So this lettuce is still good, but here in another week or so, and this is brought on primarily by warm temperatures, that's going to go to flower. Now, the flowers of these things can be actually very interesting and beautiful, but when you see that happening, it's time to pull things out. And then you can go ahead and replace them, like right here behind this lettuce that's going to bolt soon. I've got an eggplant. So the lettuce will come out, much to my wife's dismay because she's been enjoying salads for so long. And then, boom, I got the eggplant right there ready to go.
And you said that to us for years, that whenever you have one thing, when it starts to wind down, you want to have something ready to go that's already popped in its place.
Exactly. And this arugula, it's still good for a little while. These leaves are still good and tasty. But the problem is once that bolting process begins, the leaves tend to get a little bitter. You want some arugula?
Okay. Sure. Let's see what I got here.
I love arugula.
Still good.
Okay.
But I can tell it is a little bitter.
Yeah.
But not bad.
Right. Okay, there's more. Here's another example of bolting, Taft.
Onions.
Yes, anything in the allium family. So chives, garlic, onions, they will tend to bolt. And it's not a good thing in this case because flowering requires a tremendous amount of energy.
Okay.
Well, you want that energy going into bulb formation, not flower formation, although they are attractive and edible.
Really?
But you just want to go in and remove them. Simple as that.
Okay.
And same with the chives over here. You just go in there and just pluck them. Now these are edible. You can throw these into a salad. Pretty pronounced flavor, but not bad. You want to try one?
Sure. Here we go. It's good.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah.
Are these edible?
They are. Cheers.
Cheers.
They do wonders for your breath.
They really do. Cleaning out my sinuses.
Okay, let's go to the next spot.
Okay. No. I don't know, Paul, still have that taste in my mouth. You have anything that can help out?
I do. Parsley. It's a good breath freshener. But this parsley is beginning to bolt. Now, this drives me nuts because typically the reason parsley bolts, parsley's a biennial.
Okay.
So its first year, it's producing foliage. Its second year, it produces flowers. This has only been in the ground or in this pot for a month and a half or so, and it's already bolting. That's because it was subjected to cool temperatures.
Okay.
Way too cool of temperatures at some point. So here it is bolting, and by the time it starts to do this, in another week or two, it won't taste all that great.
Okay.
The flowers, however, are beautiful, and they do attract the eastern swallowtail butterfly. So I go ahead and just leave them out and enjoy the flower. Again, parsley is good for your breath, and
I'll take an entire stalk.
yeah, you need it.
No, thanks.
Now, one more herb to show you that's 2 herbs in one.
2 in 1?
Yeah.
Oh, let's go look at it.
It's right behind us.
Okay. All right, Paul, you're showing us a weed. I mean, it looks like a weed, but obviously there's something important with this.
Well, okay, I mentioned that this was 2 herbs in one.
2 in 1.
So this starts out as what we call cilantro.
Okay.
People are familiar with cilantro, used a lot in Latin and Asian dishes. And it's almost looks a little bit like parsley and grows in much the same fashion. But the cool thing about it is when it flowers, and it flowered about a week ago, it sets seed, and the seeds are coriander.
Coriander, really?
So there you go, 2 herbs in one.
The 2 for 1.
Now I got to tell you, these are still in their green stage. They will darken, and you can dry them and use them any way you like. But I got to tell you, you heat up a skillet with some oil, nice olive oil, throw a few dozen of these in there, and they'll start to pop. And then cook your chicken or lamb chop or whatever, and the flavor is amazing.
Amazing. Let's try it.
I just love it.
Oh, wow.
So good.
Well, Paul, you've taken me on a taste bud extravaganza.
You don't even need lunch today.
I don't need lunch. I'm already full. All these wonderful flavors. And again, lots of neat little things that we can do. We just need to learn a little bit more about the plants and the ones that start doing this bolting. We know the ones that we can actually keep and gain some other things out of it and what we need to do with them.
Well, I'm glad you learned something today, and now it's time for us to bolt.
All right, we're bolting out of here. All right.